final. Other than that, you know, it's very hard to imagine because it's such a procedural show. One thing that I have asked for is, very early on, I had a difficult time trying to imagine why this character was so focused on her work, why she was very together and capable of running her love life well. And then I was fortunate enough as a character to be introduced to Callie's father, who was an alcoholic, and I thought, oh, she is the child of an alcoholic, and this explains so much of why she has this exterior and what she might be like on the inside. And the other thing I have asked for is, I would really like to see her on the show start to deal with that, to not handle her relationship with Aaron well. He is the best choice for her, to have her not make that choice. And then to have her begin with Al-Anon or something like that, where she can walk in and say, I've got a problem. And I think it's something that haunts a lot of people, and I think it's a very true storyline, so I'm hoping that it will go there, and that I can jump out of the building. But
thank you.
Hello, I'm Nikki from South Africa. Two-part question. Will you be having any budget cuts? You don't actually shoot in Miami, but you often are there on location shooting special episodes. Will this affect that? And secondly, will it affect perhaps crossovers with Vegas and New York in the future? Can we expect any crossovers, or will the credit crunch affect this?
I would love a crossover. I wish we did it more often. I think it's such an interesting idea, but I think probably the schedules are really what get in the way of that happening more than the budget. I think that we will not be going to Miami this year at all, I've been told. And I think we will be in the lab more and doing less traveling around Los Angeles.
Hi, Danny from Holland. On YouTube there are many parodies of this show. What do you think about it? And is there maybe one that comes to mind that you really enjoyed yourself?
Well, I have to say, you know, they always say that you remember your first love, and I remember my first parody, and it was from Australia. It was very early on, the first season of the show, and they have a sort of a live sketch comedy. And David walked in, he took his glasses off, he put them on, he took them off, he knew exactly what was happening, and then my character was just polishing a doorknob, and they said, oh, do you have a fingerprint? She said, no, I'm looking at myself in that reflection. And just lots of hair, and you know, but for me, I have to say, one of the things that I love about the show is that it does have this sort of comic book sort of undertone to it that I personally appreciate. If I were watching the show, I would really like that. So whenever people
never offended by it?
No, I sort of welcome it. I mean, if I weren't on it, I would be doing it, you know? Yeah. And even, it's a fantasy, you know? It shouldn't be real. It's not. You know, the sciences and the rest of it is, I mean, we never change our clothes.
Why is that?
Budget. Maybe we'll be in a uniform next year. Maybe that'll be a budget cut.
I'm just wondering how you see your career post CSI. You know, do you ever sort of think about what you'd like to do next? Have you got a game plan, or are you quite opportunistic about where you go, you know, afterwards?
Well, I really, really am hoping the nonprofit is a very difficult thing to start because it requires so much self-motivation. But I think if I can do that, I'll be very happy. In terms of acting, I've hit the magic television button twice with The West Wing and now this. I would love to hit it again, perhaps in a comedy along the lines of 30 Rock or The Office. That's what I would love to do. But I think that's, in America, that is the problem with programming, both in television and film, is that people aren't necessarily put in the best parts, and it's very difficult to get a job even if you've been established. So I will cross my fingers. Maybe, maybe not.
Again, some real CSIs in the United States love the show. So some of them are kind of not complaining, but just are saying that actually it's very, very dangerous by the episodes on CSI. I'm sure you've heard about it. I wanted to know what's your take about it?
I think it's sort of that dissemination of information is something that we're all thinking about, aren't we? I mean, this is where things are going, where everything is sort of out there. I was very conflicted when I started, but we have enough police officers on our show that I don't know if they're telling me the truth, but I want to say, but we should let people know that. And they say, oh, they'll still mess it up, because I think 8 out of 10 crimes are a crime of passion and people get very sloppy.
Did you get any special feedback from people outside the show that actually really touched you? Maybe some people from France, I don't know, can you share that with us?
I'm sorry?
Some feedback from some fan of the show or some people that they were really touched and moved by some episodes?
I have gotten, some of my most touching letters have come from children who have parents in prison. And that has been an interesting trend that I've seen, and I always try and write those people back. I think it is, prison in America is very dense. I think we tend to put people in jail too quickly, and I don't think that our system is working to the best of its ability. And so I think it's very difficult for people to reform after they've committed a crime, and to see children of these people, especially playing someone who is so cut and dry, that's very difficult. I mean, she's someone who's like, you're guilty, go away. And my nature is very different. So I have a lot of empathy for that. That's very touching to me.
Here again. So have you been yourself the victim of a crime at any point? Or have you seen a crime that you have started to sort of solve now that you have the skills?
That is actually a very interesting question because no one's ever asked me that, and I have. When I was little, I had someone try. I have this very big brother, and giant, and I grew up fighting with him because he's 3 years older. That sort of it's mine sort of thing. And when I was little, I had someone who was driving alongside me and tried to grab me, and because I was so good with my brother, I punched him very hard and got away. But that's been luckily my only.
How old were you then?
12, young. But it's interesting, it does, I don't know about other places, but there's a lot of crime. People are
Hi, I'm Gino from Belgium. I read on the internet somewhere that you're a broker. Can you tell me what fascinates you in this card game?
Well, when I was little, I had a problem with math, and I think it just wasn't computing. And my dad taught me math by playing cards, and we would play for money. And I think he thought it would be a better inspiration for me to learn math if I could win a quarter, and he was right. And so when I moved to Los Angeles, in order to subsidize my income, I would play blackjack. And it really just, for me, became such a fun exercise of math. And then I moved from blackjack to poker. And then, inexplicably, a couple of years ago, I just quit playing, and I haven't played at all in probably 4 years. Nothing.
Hi, Andreas from Germany. The show is a great success abroad, some in Europe, and also on DVD or internet on iTunes. Will you take part in this success in terms of money?
I wish that I did. Because of the contracts, they changed with cable, and so the money that reruns it usually goes to the producers now. I would like to see it spread out between everyone, the crew included. I think that when everyone is working together and is invested in the show, it will do better. And I see very little, and the crew sees nothing, and I don't think that that's exactly the way it should run. I'm probably going to be fired after this.
We won't tell anyone.
Hi, Nikki again. If tomorrow the producers came and said, I'm sorry, CSI Miami's been cut, but you can choose to go to